but our mics aren't potted up. I can move this back over here because I'm wearing a normal colored shirt today. Okay, what are we talking about?
Do you have the window where all of our show prep stuff is for our articles?
Oops. Almost clicked on that a day early. That was close. You talking about these?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have them. Do you want me to open them?
Well, I'm just saying those are what we'll use when we go through everything. So the smart toilet, the missing guy in the dino, the car knife, which I could not open the car knife one, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
And the snail slime. And then I'm talking about my greasy hair issue and then what's in a name. And might want to open my Facebook account. And we need to go to Weir Show podcast listeners. And scan down to summer. There we go, right there. So that's the name thing.
She kind of looks like an Amber. Oops. Okay. Cool. So now we got that as well. Do I sound loud to you?
I don't know. Do I sound quiet to you?
A little bit. Maybe it's because I have you.
I'm also talking very softly because I have my aligners in and it's annoying me a lot right now.
What is going on, Richard? Welcome.
Hey, Richard.
We're just talking over what we're going to talk over right now. Did you want to talk about the smart toilet? Did you?
Yeah, I have it on the list.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I put smart toilet, missing dino guy, car knife, and snail slime.
Okay. Got a Facebook message.
Mm-hmm. That's how you should respond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you put it in quotations.
Proper grammar, Rebecca. Mm-hmm. I'm full of it. Hey, what's up, Ben? Okay, yeah, I thought I was a little louder. I could hear it in my headphones. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Whoa, loud.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Whoa, average.
Quiet. What is going on? Why? No, all right, nothing's changed on the levels. Some days it just likes to be louder, I think. Check, check, check. Can you do that?
Like you did, or just say check, check, check?
Just say
check, check, check.
No, like at least at the volume.
Check, check, check.
For somebody who works in radio, you're really bad at like mic checks. Do you ever do mic checks whenever you record?
Not usually, because all my settings are exactly the same and I say things the exact same way. And every once in a while I record and I'm like, dang it, I was off on that one.
All right.
Mostly good though.
Richard, I did not admit I admit I did not watch the link that you sent me. I remembered what we had talked about, and I was very familiar with that idea.
Oh, I got that link too, and I have had an insane day and absolutely zero time to look up that.
I have not had an insane day. I'm just a Terrible person. Are you ready to go get started?
Yeah, we should probably start the show.
Okay. Let's get started.
Well, let's just get this over with, shall we?
Shall we begin?
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
It's time. It's time. Did you just say it's time?
Stay calm.
I thought the worst was over. I was mistaken.
Come on, no one would use that sort of information against us, so wait a second, they would, wouldn't they? Oh no!
What? Oh, come on, man.
Not that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 163 of the Vent Lab podcast. It's a podcast where two friends vent to each other occasionally, but mostly we just talk about random things. We try to fill in the gap between point A and point B without diluting your brain with everything that the world gets you worried about.
I made an amateur mistake this week, Nathan.
I can't imagine.
Amateur mistake.
I can't imagine.
You're not going to believe it when you hear it.
You make a lot of mistakes. I might believe it.
Yeah, you and I went shopping this weekend. We had a
Sure.
friend date on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a graduation party. Ate some great food. They had those salted caramel chocolates there that are like my favorite.
At the graduation party.
At the graduation party. We went to Pan Asian Market and got to see all kinds of foods I've never seen before.
It's like a whole other world in
By
there.
the way, I still haven't cooked that purple cauliflower I purchased.
But you have it, and that's what's important.
I
you
have
know?
it.
Who else
But-
has a purple cauliflower?
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I should go get it and show it to you guys. But we also went to the mall, and I got some leave-in conditioner while I was at the mall.
Leave in?
Yeah, like after you wash your hair, you just like comb this through your hair, and it stays in for extra conditioning.
Like gel.
No, not like gel.
Like
It's
mousse.
just like, no, it's not like a styling thing. It just gives you extra conditioning. You know, if
It's
your
like
hair-
lotion for your hair?
Yes, exactly. It's like lotion for your hair.
I thought that's what conditioner was.
It is, and this is extra conditioner.
But if you have too much conditioner, it gets a little greasy.
Well, that's where the problem happened. That's where the mistake, the amateur mistake that I haven't made for like a decade, creeped in the other night. Because I grabbed out a gob of the conditioner and I said to my husband, I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to use. And he said, I think just a little bit. And I was like, I might have a problem. Because like a handful, put it through my hair.
Ugh.
On the ends, I worked it in, brushed it through. And then I like blew my hair dry, but it still looked wet. And I was like, I have an issue.
Your little grease
I've
bucket?
got greasy hair. So all day Monday, I'm just sitting at my desk with my greasy hair.
Like a teenager.
Like a teenager. I had meetings to go to. I saw other humans that day with my greasy hair. It has been
Ooh.
so long since I made that mistake. I was like, I should know better by now. Why am I still doing this? Anyway, I ended up like tucking it real tight behind my ears, and I grew to
Like a teenager.
like the style that day. Like I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I can work with this. But then last night I went to go to the gym and I like tried to pull it up in a ponytail and it was like slicking it back in a ponytail. And I was like, nope, this is going to need to be washed when I get home. So washed it out. Did not make that mistake the second time. But you know, like there's a point in your life where you're like, I'll stop making this mistake, right? Mm-hmm. I thought I was done with that one. You know, like falling asleep with gum in your mouth. Like,
Haven't had that
if
problem
you do
in a
that
long time.
once and you get gum in your hair, you're like, I will never fall asleep with gum in my mouth again. And I haven't.
Yeah.
It only took once to learn that lesson.
My sister fell asleep with gum in her mouth one time. Fortunately for her, she was using my pillow. So that was unfortunate. How's your hair now? Is it still greasy?
No, I washed it.
Oh, so it just washed all the hair lotion out?
Yeah, and then I put a little bit more back in, but only a dab. Only a dab, and mostly just on the ends. I was not going to risk that.
Yeah, that's a bad first impression. Speaking of ponytails, though, because you said you tried to put your hair in a ponytail.
Did you put your hair in a ponytail?
I did. For those of you who only listen to the podcast, it's been a while since I had a haircut. It's a little long. I'm to the point now
You're
where I
like
just wear a hat.
3 Elvis haircuts in.
Yeah.
Like Elvis has had 3 more haircuts than you.
It's been at least 3 months, maybe 4. I think it might be 4, coming up on 4 months since I've had a haircut. Typically, I go a month. So this is 4 times longer than usual. But I'll show you a picture, Rebecca.
Oh.
It kind of looks good.
No? Mm-mm.
I'm kind of digging it.
Not at all. No.
You know?
Oh, no.
My niece, one of my nieces, is like 2 or 3. I don't remember how old she is. But she's to the age where she just has a cute little ponytail. And I think we could, like, match.
Nathan, that is terrible.
You know?
You're showing them? Now it's all blurry. There you go. There you go. Jeez, that's so bad.
Yeah. But no, I think look, I can even get the ponytail in the back so that you don't even see it on top. And I can get the little bangs. I was thinking, like, is this what I look like as a girl with a beard and, like, bushy eyebrows, but like a girl? It's weird,
what's
right?
that magnetic thing where you can give yourself like different hairstyles, like the Stanley thing? What's that called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like, by the way, if I'm talking with a lisp, it's because I have my aligners in, and it's really painful today, and I can't take them out to talk to you during this podcast. Sorry. Anyway. It's the little thing that you had, like, as a child. It had, like, just a drawn face, and then it had, like, all the little magnet fragments, and you used the magnet, and you would drag the magnet fragments up on the face, and you could give your guy facial hair and different hairstyles.
No idea what you're talking about.
Are you kidding?
No idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of that. I don't think I've ever seen. We had, like, little things that you could draw with a magnet. And then you slide the thing on the bottom to erase it all. But
no,
you're
like
talking
it had
about
a little pen with a magnet on the end of it, and you put it over the top of the fragments, over the plastic, and you would drag them up to, like, to make a hairstyle. Surely these things still exist.
I don't think I've ever even
Guys
heard.
watching live right now, help me out. Like, you've experienced this, correct?
So you're saying it's like this drawing pad, which, by the way, no, listen, because our drawing pad, it also had a pen with a magnet on the end, and then you would draw over plastic, and then the magnet fragments or the metal, like, shavings from below would then rise to the top, and then you could draw. But it didn't have a face on it, and it didn't have, like, things you could drag up. You're saying you could drag stuff up to that, like,
the fragments.
You're drawing fragments, or you're taking fragments and placing them elsewhere?
You're taking fragments and placing them elsewhere.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. So we had 2 very different things. I don't even know what they're called, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to search it up, and
A Magna Doodle?
No, it is not a Magna Doodle. That's a Magna Doodle.
Right, and that's what we had. Ooh, that has different colors?
Yeah, that one does have different. I'm not even going to try and explain how that's possible.
Also, Pepperoni said that he tried a ponytail before his 14-month haircut. Do you think I should grow my hair out? A woolly Willy?
Yeah, woolly Willy. See?
Oh, gosh. No, that's a lot scarier than a Magna Doodle.
See, you drag, like we just explained. I'm
not
going to go through this again. And you can give them different looks.
That is weird. No, that looks a lot, like, more bizarre than whatever it is that we used.
Hey, Pepperoni got it. Woolly Willy. He knew exactly what I was talking about.
A woolly Willy.
Anyway, my point of trying to figure out that little game was to say all of your pictures of your different looks, that's what it reminds me of.
That's what it reminded you of? I should have taken some pictures before I trimmed my beard and mustache. Speaking of which, did you notice I trimmed my beard and mustache?
You looked a little more kept than usual, but I can't remember. Like, all of your looks are starting to blend together.
Ever since the monkey tail, I've been in this weird, like, transitional phase that I'm looking for something to stick, but I don't really want to go back to what I originally had, but I'm slowly working my way back to what I originally had.
Okay, hear me out. I have an idea here. What if you were, like, more kept? Like you would, like, trim things up
What?
and, like, shave your earlobes and,
What?
like, have clean lines.
Listen.
And, like,
no.
a haircut,
No,
like a
no,
regular
no.
haircut?
Listen, I've seen Jay West. I know what happens whenever you get your influence on. No.
You
Nope.
get married to an amazingly gorgeous woman and have amazing children and live an amazing life.
Tell me, can
that's
Jay
what
West do
happens.
this whenever he wears headphones? Can he do that? Can he use headphones
Can
as
he
a
put
headband?
his headphones on like a headband?
Yeah.
I don't think he would ever try because he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to upset you is the rest of that sentence. But I don't care.
As unkept as you have been lately this weekend, we've had a lot of rain. We've had like weeks of rain, and your hair loves the rain.
Yeah, the curls just get tighter and tighter.
Like your curls were on point this weekend.
Ooh, Ben said next Friday, Nathan with a comb over. I don't know. Ugh, I
That
couldn't.
hairline.
Yeah, I got a rough hairline. That's rough. You saw the ponytail hair. You see what happens whenever it's not all covering the front. I got that Reese hairline.
Okay, speaking of beauty tricks, would you ever consider using snail slime to make yourself look better? Like younger. Have great skin.
I wouldn't be so desperate for my personal use that I would be like, wow, if this really works, yeah, sign me up. However, I'd do it for a podcast. You know, just straight like get some snails and just stick them on your face. I've eaten snails before. You think they would recognize that? And like fight back?
Okay, it kind of surprises me that you're like, I would never be that desperate to use snail slime on my skin, but I would eat them.
I have eaten them before, but the thing is that it wasn't like out of, well, I don't know. I was on a cruise and every night they had like a different food from around the world. I tried alligator, I tried snails, I tried fish legs.
Wait,
No, frog legs.
it's a rare delicacy to come across a fish with legs, but I got to eat them.
Yeah, no, that I knew that
Fish
didn't make
legs.
sense. I just couldn't pinpoint it.
Oh my gosh.
Frog legs. I tried frog legs.
Oh my gosh.
And other things. I tried sake beets, which I didn't know at the time what sake was, but I was underage, so I figured probably wasn't a whole lot of alcohol left in those beets.
So they're just fermented beets?
I think they're just beets that were cooked in sake, but all the alcohol
Was cooked out.
was cooked out. Yeah.
Have I told you about my frog legs story?
Have you had frog legs?
No. Like, they were available, but I didn't eat them. So, my oldest sister, her husband went fishing, and there was a massive bullfrog. And he was like, I've always wanted to try frog legs. So we
The bullfrog said that?
No,
Your
the
sister.
guy.
Oh,
Her
there's a
husband.
guy.
It was her husband.
He wasn't in the story before. You didn't
Yes, he
explain it.
was.
No, you didn't say that. You said you and your sister, and then he
Richard
said,
says that his wife Susan says your hair looks good.
"Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it."
All right, so anyway, he saw the bullfrog and he was like, I'm going to knock it out, just hit it over the head, throw it in the cooler, and take it home. So he hit it, and the frog appeared to be dead. And so he brought it home and he put it in the freezer. And then, or did he put it in the cooler? Now I can't remember.
Oh, this story's falling apart.
I'll tell you, at some point we heard slapping in the kitchen.
that?
Not so quickly. Yeah, more like that. But big slapping.
You're just trying to make me hit myself harder, aren't you?
Like really
Like
big,
really hard.
really
like
big
with
slapping.
a fist.
Like think about something jumping off a countertop onto the floor slapping. Try and make that noise. No, I'm gonna need more slapping. More.
Okay, you're done. The toad was jumping around the counter.
It was jumping around the kitchen, and I kid you not, it was like the size of a small child. This thing was huge.
How small of a child are we talking here?
We're talking about a toddler. Like
A toad the size of a toddler.
with its legs stretched out. Like it was the same height as a toddler. Like this thing was massive. Well,
So its legs were about the same length as a toddler's.
I tried to rescue it.
So in essence, he's really eating, like, he knows what it's like to eat toddler legs too.
I was going to save him and give him a second chance. And my sister's husband came in and took him from me, and they tried frog legs later.
Or toddler legs, you know? That's a delicacy in some countries.
Anyway, would you be surprised if I told you I have actually tried snail slime on my face before?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I have.
Because you told me how much you spend on beauty products.
I didn't purchase this one.
Oh,
My-
you just
my
took
friend-
some snail off the
my
sidewalk?
friend Beth gave me a bunch of
Snails.
Korean skincare stuff.
Because her husband's Korean.
Well, he's Thai.
I thought his name was Aim.
It is.
Okay.
Is that supposed to connect?
No, it's a joke because you said he's Thai. Like, his name is Thai.
Oh.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway, she gave me a bunch of face masks, and some of them were Snail, and I used them.
How did it feel?
Moisturizing.
Yeah? Have a shellish aftertaste?
I didn't eat it. It was skincare.
You didn't you just threw it away afterwards, or?
It was like a mask, and then you wash it off. Like you wash it down the sink.
I thought masks were like paper that you
They can be that too.
Do you wash those off too?
You pull those off and throw them in the trash.
Unless they're made by Snail. In which case,
And then you rub what's left over on your skin in after that.
what's left over on your skin?
Anyway, the point of this is there is this guy, this is in another country, that he has a snail farm, and he milks snails to make snail slime soap.
You could say that. He is a snail milker.
Yeah, I don't think he calls it, I think he calls it tickling, snail tickling to get the slime, but he just gently touches the snail and it slimes. And then he gets a couple ounces of slime, but he said he has to use 40 snails to get the amount of slime he needs to make a bar of soap. So I bet this business is bussin'.
Okay. A single snail will yield about 2 grams of slime, and he needs 40 snails to produce 80 grams. Okay, yeah, that's math. Which 80 grams would then be enough to manufacture 15 100-gram soap bars. So the whole
so
bar...
that's 15 bars of soap right there.
After, well, yes, but that's 40 snails for 15 bars. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but these bars are not solidified snail goo, like what you would think.
No, I think it's a mixture of stuff, but it's got the snail slime in it.
Right. Yeah. I'm just, because my initial thought was that it was 100% snail goo. Like they just milked a bunch of snails, put it in a squirt bottle.
Tickled the snails.
And then you, on your hands, rub it together a little bit, and then on your face.
Uh-huh.
That's not
Is
the
that how
case.
you wash your face? You just smack your face?
You think I wash my face? Just kidding. Yes, I wash my face. And no, I don't smack it. I caress it gently over and over again.
What does pepperoni say? Fish legs imported from...
I couldn't pronounce that word, so I didn't want to read it out loud.
Papaya, Ukraine? Papaya?
Papaya. It's a fruit.
Papaya. No.
It's like a pirate. Pripyat.
Ben says you get more or less depending on how ticklish the snails are. Okay, now he has like a whole snail farm. How many did it say that he has on his farm?
I want to say 16,000 snails. 60,000.
60,000 snails.
As they enter their reproductive season, most are transferred to a larger site, while around 4,000 are kept in an enclosure at his home. So he keeps his own personal 4,000
He's
snails.
got his 4,000 favorite snails that he takes home with him.
Yeah.
The other 56,000.
Nice. You nailed it. You're so good.
The other 56,000 are at the snail farm.
He says he aims to produce 3,000 snail slime soap bars in his first year of production, which isn't bad. That's almost a single slime bar per snail. What do you think the going rate for snails are? Like, out of the 56,000 that he sends to a larger site, I'm assuming he gets some sort of price for those. What do you think the going rate for a snail is?
I don't know, like 5 cents.
Do you think...
Let's look it up. How much is a snail? How much is snail soap?
How do you think he gets them to the larger sites? Do you think email or do you think snail mail?
That was actually pretty good, Nathan.
Probably snail mail, huh? It'd be hard to email a snail.
I can't believe I'm laughing at that. There's a large snail ranch. That's a large snail ranch.
Oh,
Chernobyl, basically.
Pripyat, Ukraine is basically Chernobyl. It's a nuclear wasteland, which it would explain the fish legs, which is the joke that he was making. That was a good joke. I want to give you credit for that, Pep. That was a good joke.
Hey, you can get snail slime soap on eBay for $12.99.
Ooh, how much do you think he's selling them for? This article didn't give a price. You think if this podcast thing doesn't work out, you want to get into the snail milking business?
Yeah, how much do they eat? I wonder how much it costs to maintain 60,000 snails.
They just eat lettuce, so it can't be too much, right? In fact, you could have lunch with them. Because they're vegetarians.
Okay. I really expected the snail soap to be more expensive than it is.
Considering they have to hand milk them each. But you got two hands, so you can
tickle.
You basically, like, he rubs them with his fingers.
Well,
it's really weird, actually.
Does he have anybody else working with him? Or is he the only snail tickler?
I'm pretty sure this guy's about as single as a Pringle.
And and if these snails have anti-aging benefits, how young do his hands look if all he does is tickle snails all day? Because the snail slime is used to repair their shells, and so that's why it's like anti-aging, because it repairs your skin.
The anti-aging and the healing remedies and whatnot.
Elastin and,
healing aspects. And we're just reading the subtitles. And the low temperature and the local markets and this Croche. Oh, that's his last name. Anyway, it's a cool thing. Do you guys just use regular soap, or do you guys use like goat soap or something like that? Because I think goat soap has some sort of like.
I'm kind of surprised you're asking me this, because I get a lot of my soap from Lush, and it's all like natural products.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, like, what is it made from?
I don't know.
Oh my!
It depends on what I'm getting. So whenever I go into Lush and Nathan goes with me, he will not go in the store with me.
I refuse. Why would I go in that place?
Why do you hate it so much?
I don't go into Bed Bath and not Bed Bath and Beyond, Bed Bath and Body Works.
Mm-hmm. Why won't you go in there?
Because it smells bad. And if I go in there, then I'll smell bad as well.
Lush smells amazing. What are you talking about?
Lush smells like...
My favorite body wash got discontinued this last week.
Oh my gosh.
It was devastating news on Saturday.
Yep, that is just the worst. Rebecca and I, we spent about 15 minutes crying in the mall after she found out that they discontinued her favorite body wash.
That was until the associate went to the back of the store and found 2 samples that they had left over that she gave me for free. And I have not used them yet because I'll use them for special occasions. I don't know what special occasion, but at some point I'll be like, today's the day. It's time to use that favorite body wash.
Yeah. Get that body wash out, you know, just like old times. I've been using the same soap for years. Like years. Mm-hmm. I've been using the same deodorant since I think I was about 14, maybe 13. And I've been using the same face wash for a few years as well.
Well, you don't have a lot of years to choose from.
I changed shampoos recently.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, recently, like probably about 3 years ago. But I learned that Head and Shoulders isn't exactly great for your hair. In fact, it's very kind of unhealthy. Mm-hmm. So I switched to like Suave or something like that. I don't know. I just know it smells like a blue raspberry sucker. And I think about that every time I take a shower. Not every time, because I don't always wash my hair. I wash my hair every other shower, which usually comes out to be about Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I
and
wash
Sundays.
my hair every other day too, but then I have to plan it around like what I'm doing. Like, will I have time in the morning to wash my hair or do my hair? Like, I have to like think in advance.
See,
when I'm gonna wash my hair.
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
I don't. I don't have that problem. I have no such weakness, because if I miss a day, then I still will wash my hair the next day, and then I just know, okay, don't wash your hair tomorrow, wash your hair the next day, and then at most you're off for a week.
You're a guy with short hair. It doesn't take you like an hour to do your hair.
Why does that matter? You're washing your hair or you're not washing your hair.
I have to wash my hair and straighten it every time. I can't just like wash my hair and leave it. I have to blow dry it, which takes like 20 minutes, and then I have to straighten it. That's like another 15 minutes. And washing it and the process of washing it takes even longer.
Well, my hair
and
takes a while to dry.
Leave-in conditioner, you got to get that balance correct.
You're adding steps. Like, I don't know why you started with the conditioner times 2 thing.
I just remembered that I just started using the conditioner times 2 thing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
My
but
hair's
what I'm
been
saying,
a little dry lately. I had to add it to my product list.
So whatever you're spending money on for shampoo or conditioner isn't doing its job.
No, I ran out of that shampoo and conditioner, so I started using my daughter's Walmart shampoo and conditioner. And so then I noticed my hair was getting dry, so I thought, I'll just use this leave-in conditioner for the time being until I can get back to get more shampoo and conditioner.
But you were just at Lush yesterday.
I know, but
3 days ago?
3 days ago. I know, but I was trying to manage finances and not overspend in one trip.
Please.
Oh, please.
Also, sorry I'm yawning a lot. I'm kind of tired.
Also what?
You were just telling me the other day that you made a big, like, Lush Run and recouped all of your daily essentials. How are you out of shampoo now?
I'm not out of shampoo. I'm out of conditioner. That's why I got the leave-in conditioner.
Okay, but you went to Lush. You made a huge
purchase.
It was a massive purchase.
I purchased 2 things. I purchased Jay West's shampoo and my leave-in conditioner.
I'm not talking about this
because the leave-in
past Saturday.
conditioner was cheaper than that. Are you talking about my makeup purchase?
Yeah, why didn't you just?
Okay, I don't believe that there's any ladies on the chat that can back me up right now.
There's no ladies on the chat, period.
But yes, my makeup and skincare, which is a whole different thing that I do not buy from Lush. I buy all different brands, but mainly Urban Decay is my favorite. Anyway, it cost a lot of money, and I went for several months without restocking and was like using scraps and sharing from my daughter. And then we decided this month we've got a little bit extra to work with here. Let's go get what we need. So we did a big purchase all at once, and Nathan has been losing his freaking mind about it ever since.
I am very invested in the Crockett's finances.
Very invested. So much so, he just gave me like this really long speech about buying the shoes that I bought to go exercise in because I wanted them to both look good and be comfortable. And he felt like I should have just focused on being comfortable. You know what? We don't need to get into this.
You don't have to get into it, but we will. So here's the problem. Just kidding.
Nathan.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Hit me with it.
Okay. Is there another name besides your name, Nathan, that you get called frequently?
Yes.
What?
Jason. I don't get. Okay, here's the thing.
That sounds close to Nathan, though.
People who can't see me, or so Jason is the misunderstood name. Hi, my name is Nathan. Hi, Jason. No, it's Nathan. Or what was your name again? Jason? No, it's Nathan. Oh, okay, close. I have been called Hunter before. There was somebody at college who was like, "You look like a hunter. I'm gonna call you Hunter," and I was like, "That's fine."
You just let somebody rename you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue about it. And then there was another one recently that somebody said I looked like an Elliot or something like that. I can't remember what it wasn't Elliot, but it was something.
You sure it wasn't idiot? They're like, you look like an idiot, and you're like, Elliot? I've never gotten that way before.
No. But yeah, I mostly Jason, and my parents almost named me Isaac, but nobody ever calls me Isaac. But I would have been okay if they named me Isaac.
Thank you for getting off topic there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a Facebook post. Actually, one of the 11 posted this on the Jonathan Weir Facebook page. And I was reading this. It was submitted by a listener named Summer. What are you laughing about?
I was laughing at a comment on Twitch by my brother. He said, whenever you said you went to Lush and you only bought 2 things, he said, yeah, she only purchased 2 things. The east side of the store and the west side of the store. It's too true.
You're funny. You're very funny. So Summer said, so off topic, but recently 3 unrelated people who I only know kind of accidentally keep calling me Amber. I've asked them and none of them know any Ambers they could have mixed me up with. What's bizarre is this happened a few times in the last 2 months. It's driving me crazy. Anyone know why this would happen? It's keeping me up at night. I need answers, LOL. Her name is Summer. People are calling her Amber. So immediately I was like, I have this problem.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one that was having this problem. Do you know what people call me like all the time on accident?
I call you Elizabeth on accident.
Yeah,
because that's my
your
sister's
name.
The sister that I disagree with most on most topics.
Rachel.
Rachel?
People call me Rachel all the time. And this has gone on like my entire life. From like childhood all the way up to now. I'm called Rachel so frequently that I will respond to Rachel without correcting people.
I think I've even almost called you Rachel.
Maybe.
No, actually, I think Yeah. Because before I met you, I would always get those 2 names confused, Rebecca and Rachel. But I think I knew more Rachels back then. And so whenever I met you, then the go-to was Rachel. But now I'd probably almost accidentally call Rachel's Rebecca.
Now when somebody comes up to me and says Rachel, then I'll be like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. You got it. Yep, you're good. So somebody named Lee said, I get Lisa and Dee a lot, probably because they both sound kind of similar to my name, but I had one coworker that I worked with for 3 years that always called me Sarah, never understood why. Like, Sarah is nowhere close to Lee. And 3 years? 3 years, this coworker called her Sarah.
Sarah. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Kayla said she got called Taylor a lot.
When she worked in the automotive industry, only there and nowhere else in her life. Huh. That is so interesting. What about you guys who are listening live? What is the name you get called most frequently?
They're not even, they're talking about meet and greets. And
They're having a...
it's a total different conversation going on
The live text
right now.
line is having a different conversation.
Oh, there we go. My brother, it's Dan sometimes. That's because his younger brother's name is Dan.
Pepperoni says people call me Bobby on occasion. That's because his name is Bobby.
That's your name. That doesn't count. Unless it's Robert. You ever think about that? If you, Rebecca, on the topic of names, let me ask you. If you could have any other name, what would it be?
Ooh.
I already gave my answer. It'd be Isaac.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I'll probably name my firstborn son that.
I like Lucy.
Lucy?
Mm-hmm.
Like the name of your dead cat?
Yeah. But you know, I named my cat Lucy because if I was going to have another child, I would name my child Lucy. And since I wasn't having another child, I was like, I'll name my cat Lucy. But I just really like the name Lucy. I also really like the name Charlie.
Ben says, I love Lucy. But okay, how about this, Rebecca?
And good luck, Charlie.
All right, yeah, he's just those are just TV shows.
Very good TV shows at that.
Rebecca, I have a theory.
Hold
a
on.
hypothesis.
Pepperoni says, I'm now worried about Nathan's firstborn son.
Why? Because I'm going to name him Isaac or because he'll be my son?
Probably the latter.
In that case, I'm worried about him too.
Okay, what were you saying?
I have a theory that people, their opinions are
Trash.
yes. That people's opinions or their personality, I mean, are kind of almost based on their name.
Yeah, I think that is probably true in a lot of cases.
Because I, admittedly, all right, can toot my own horn here. I've known a few Nathans. All of them have had pretty good personalities.
Mm-hmm.
But people who go by Nate are usually skewed a little bit from they usually are on some people's nerves at some point in time, at all times.
Your boss calls you Nate all the time.
I'm probably on her nerves all the time. No, but see, that's
She's probably like, I want to call him Nathan, but he's on my nerves all the time, so we're just going to go with Nate.
That's because she doesn't know any other Nates. Nate is also like a sporty name, like I say sporty. Wow, you think of sports when you think of Nate. No, but people think of Nate whenever I play sports. Anytime I played soccer for 6 years, people always called me Nate. If I meet people who
I just don't have time to go like all out with Nathan.
Yeah.
But Nate, yeah.
Or people who are athletes will call me Nate a lot. Like my roommate in college, he was a basketball player. He called me Nate. All of his friends called me Nate. But I don't tell these people I go by Nate. If people ask, is it okay if I call you Nate? I always say, yeah, I don't mind it. But anyway, it just goes along with my theory that of the Nates I have met, they haven't been as good as the Nathans. And if you meet a Nathaniel, let me know. I don't think I've ever met a Nathaniel that goes by Nathaniel.
I stopped listening for a second because I have a friend date happening tomorrow night, and all of my people said yes, that they could go. So I was like celebrating. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's more important conversation. Congratulations. I'm so happy that you answered that text now instead of later.
Do you want to hear about the friend date I have tomorrow? I'm sorry, you were talking.
Nope.
Go ahead
you
and finish talking
No.
about whatever you were talking about.
Go ahead. Go ahead and derail the whole podcast. Rebecca, what about your friend date?
Okay. Oh, Jossie says, woohoo! Okay. Great. Looking forward to it. Yay. Okay. I did an interview yesterday with the co-owner of the Women's National Soccer League here in Kansas City, KCK, and they have their home opener tomorrow night. And this is like the best women's soccer league in the world. Like, these ladies rock. And I live pretty close to Legends, which is where the game is happening. Also, their merch is super cute. And Patrick Mahomes' fiance, Brittany, is a part owner. And so she might be there. And I follow her on Instagram. So I was like, I want to go to the game But the tickets were kind of expensive. But I just want to go support the ladies, you know? Like, this is huge that this is in Kansas City, and they deserve our support. They're really good players. Well, today, I got offered 4 tickets to go to the game.
Later.
So I decided to take some of my girls with me to go, and I had to reach out to several of them, and I just got the final confirmation. So we're going to have a girls' night tomorrow night to go support the girls at the National Women's Soccer League home opener. And like there's an opening band that's going to be playing, and there's like an American Idol singer that's going to be doing the national anthem, and then there's like the Marching Cobras during halftime, and it's going to be super awesome. So anyway, I'm excited to go with my girls tomorrow night.
Cool. So there's a story of a guy whose missing body was discovered in a dinosaur statue by a father and son.
Oh.
Yeah, 39-year-old guy. He was stuck in one of the legs of the dinosaur statue.
Wow.
He said they said he probably dropped his phone in the statue and then reached down to get it and
Like
then
he
got
went
stuck.
after his phone?
And then got stuck in it and then couldn't get out.
I feel like I need a description of this because I don't know like how he dropped his phone in the leg of the dinosaur and then went for it. Like,
well, I couldn't find a picture of the dinosaur. If you look, there's the thumbnail and it's kind of small.
Like, so how this was discovered was the father and son that's at like this dino museum were walking around and they smelt an odor coming from this dinosaur, and then they saw something inside. So I'm not exactly sure how this like dinosaur statue thing, sorry, that was a loud
Yeah, that was really loud.
I'm not sure how this dinosaur statue was set up, but like somehow you could barely see the man inside of there stuck upside down, and that had to be the most horrible death. Like, that is awful.
That's pretty rough.
Upside down, barely in reach. Like, what if it was like right at his fingertips, like just right beyond his reach, and he was just stretching and stretching and stretching, trying to get his phone. Like, he's that close to calling for help. Like, did he not have Siri activated or something?
No. Well, see, the thing is, other visitors actually said that they could hear ringing, but they just discontinued it because the dinosaur was a cell phonosaurus, and intermittent ringing was difficult. This particular series. That's not my joke. That was a comment. I can't even take.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, that is horrible.
That's pretty rough. 39. I can't imagine though. Like,
this was in Spain, by the way.
Imagine he's like 2 inches from being able to reach his phone, and he sees people calling him, but he can't answer.
Oh.
And he's like, Siri, answer. Siri, answer. But he has an Android, so it doesn't work.
You guys, this is important why you have to have voice activation on your phone in case you fall headfirst into a dinosaur leg and your phone is just beyond your reach.
It says they could tell how old the dinosaur was by counting the rings.
Oh. That's pretty good. That's really good.
That was really good.
Like, we can't come up with that content. That was too good. That was too good for us.
You could tell how old it was by counting the rings. That's funny. Yeah, sucks though that happened to that guy. There's a similar story, similar in the way that the guy died, not similar at all in any other way, but of like a cave diver who got stuck. Have you heard this story?
I don't know.
This guy got like really, really deep wedged in this dead end of a cave. Like, they were in it so much that they were basically like on their bellies crawling through this cave, super small, and they couldn't pull him out because the way he was wedged, they basically would have like ripped his limbs off. Like, they could see him, and he knew that they were trying to save him, but they couldn't do anything to save this guy because of like the angle that he was in. Yeah, there was a whole like documentary about it and stuff. That's probably the worst way to die.
Okay, what's your greatest fear? Like, this is the absolutely worst way you could die.
Oh.
You guys answer this too. That's listening.
And if you have an answer, you can text us 816-787-1511. The worst way to die, I think, would probably be that.
Like being wedged in someplace? The dinosaur leg or the cave?
Probably the cave. I'm not scared of drowning, and I'm not
Is
scared
that
of being
because I
shot or
talked to
anything.
you about how nice it actually is to drown?
I've just never been scared of drowning,
Okay,
I don't
good.
think.
That's good.
But if you are like stuck and you can't move at all, you're just conscious and you're basically either dying from lack of oxygen or dying from starvation at that point, and it's just dark and you can't see anything and you can hear people trying to get you out, but there's no way to actually like do that. Either that, or there was also the story of the guy who's in the shipwreck. And he survived through a tiny air bubble, but the ship was like at the bottom of the sea. And so he's just sitting there in this. Have you never heard this story either?
No. How does anybody know this story?
Oh, dude, this is a great story. Anyway, so there was a shipwreck, and I think it was like a cook. He survived the shipwreck by finding an air socket, an air bubble in the ship while it's already floated down to the bottom. But because it was absolutely pitch black, he couldn't like find his way out of the ship, or all of his exits may have been blocked off. He didn't know. And so he just had to sit there and hope that somebody came to find him. And eventually divers were like going down to explore the place, and they actually like found him, and he was alive. They saved him.
He lived?
Yeah, no, they saved him. Like, this guy's still alive today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Super. But anyway, so if he had died, that would have sucked. You know?
I'm thinking I could get really creative about like what the worst way would be to die, but I've always thought being buried alive would be the worst. Like, I hate when people hold down my legs. For some reason, it makes me crazy. Like, I will hurt you if you hold down my legs. And I think it's because I have restless leg syndrome, where I always have to be moving my legs. And so to have somebody stop looking at my legs, I'm wiggling my toes. It's just something that I just have to be moving all the time.
Look at my foot. I'm moving way more than you. Do I have
When you go to sleep at night, do you have to constantly move your legs?
No.
Okay, I do. Anyway, it just drives me crazy. And I would think, like, if I could not move and was just, like, buried alive, not like even, I mean, it would be bad to be in a casket buried alive. None of this is positive. But, like, just to be in the dirt with, like, dirt piled on top of you, that would be horrible.
What if they just concreted your feet to the ground and just left you there to die?
I mean, that would be bad, too. Pepperoni says stomach cancer.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
Richard said in church.
Pepperoni also said he couldn't reach the phone with his T-Rex arms. Going back to the guy who died in Dinosaur, rip in peace, but he couldn't reach the phone because of his T-Rex arms. Oh gosh, that's funny. Did we talk about this already? Have we already? I know we had a conversation about funeral ideas. I don't know if we ever talked about weird or scary ways to die.
I don't think so.
Being stuck in
Watching The
tree trunks.
Mummy. Remember in The Mummy? Did you ever watch
Never
those?
seen it.
Are you serious?
Never seen it.
So
Oh, I just found it. I
What?
just remembered
what?
being cut in half. That's a huge fear for mine.
You don't want to be cut in half.
I was watching an episode of NCIS New York, I think. No, not NCIS, CSI New York. CSI New York, and they started the episode off with like some extreme, I don't know if it was a magic show or what, but they had this giant saw, and a guy who, like a volunteer basically, was laying on the bed, and he was strapped in, and he was like, yeah, super excited, and they turned on the saw, and they were like going, and he was like, started like, never mind, I don't want to do this, but they kept the saw going anyway, and then they cut him in half. And I, like, as a kid, that was really impressionable on me. Like, that gave me nightmares. I thought about that a lot, and to this day, kind of creeps me out a little bit, getting sawed in half.
So on The Mummy, to discipline somebody, they would wrap them up like in the mummy cloths real tight and put them in like the mummy case. And then they would dump in all of these beetles that eat your flesh.
This is just for discipline?
Well, I mean, they kill them.
Oh, okay.
But like you'll have a horrible death. And so then these beetles would burrow under your skin and just start eating you.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
That'd be rough. Did you watch that movie?
I've watched all the mummies.
You watched a movie on Netflix. I forget what it's called, but the movie with Charlize Theron, where she's like invincible.
The one you suggested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said don't watch this because there's a lot of bad words in it,
No,
but it's
you
also a
did
great
not.
movie.
You were like, this is a great movie. You should watch this one.
I also said there's a lot of bad words in it, so don't watch it around Jay West. Anyway.
Nathan uses a lot of my movie accounts, and there'll be times where like a movie is watched. I'm like, who watched that? Oh, probably Nathan.
It was probably me. I watched National Treasure earlier, but we can talk about that later or the other day. Anyway.
It was you.
Yes, I watched National Treasure. It's a great movie. I was bored one day.
Who watched National Treasure?
You should. It's a good movie.
I've seen it.
No, you should
But I
watch
was,
it again.
Thinking like, who in my family watched this recently? Nathan, that's who.
Anyway, that movie where they, the one with Charlize Theron, where they put the lady in a iron casket and then drop her in the sea.
Yeah.
But
she couldn't die.
Yeah, so, okay, spoilers for anybody who wants
Sorry.
to watch this movie. She can't die. Every time she dies, she comes back to life. So she, they put her in the bottom of the sea, basically, and then she would drown, die, and then come back to life only to drown again.
Like she was
Forever.
continually, drowning forever.
Yep.
It was bad.
It was pretty rough. But anyway, yeah, National Treasure, it's a great movie. You should watch it. I'm serious. It's a good movie.
I've seen it.
No,
It's
watch
just
it
been a
again.
while. Okay.
It had been a while
Okay.
since I watched it too. I was reminded of it because I was reading a Reddit post of somebody asked the question, what are like movies that get a really bad rap but are actually like pretty good? Mm-hmm. Somebody said National Treasure, and I agreed with them, and I couldn't get it off my mind, so I watched it. I took time instead of playing video games to watch National Treasure with Nick Cage, and I came to the realization.
Nicolas Cage, the one that looks like you're always looking at him in a doorknob.
I'm not a huge fan of Nicolas Cage. I'm not, but
He's not a real attractive man.
I couldn't think of anybody else who could play that place. Also,
Anybody
that
else.
character. Also, the soundtrack for that movie. Oh, it's just a good movie. Go watch National
Wait,
Treasure.
the soundtrack to that movie is good?
Yes.
I didn't even realize there was like a soundtrack to that movie.
Oh, dude, it's good. Don't watch the second one though. That one kind of sucked. Just watch the first one. And the character and the casting, the characters. You got Riley and then the lady with she's actually German. Like she actually is from Germany, the actress, and she has a little bit of a German accent. Speaking of which, I was thinking about this. This lady, the main actress for National Treasure, she plays as like this American historian. Like she's obsessed with American history, and she collects a lot of stuff, and she works for like the National Museum or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. She's not even from America, and they didn't even like try to. This might sound ignorant. Sorry, I feel like that sentence is really ignorant. Like, it just confuses me why she would be interested in American history if she's not even from the place. You know, I'm not gonna go to the UK. I don't care about their history. I learned a little bit about it through school,
I really
but it's
like
kind of boring.
learning about like the royal history.
Like,
I just like history, no matter what country it's in.
what about France with all the
Yeah.
Louis? There's like 14 Louis, and
I'm
half of them were not good people.
Totally into French history. Les Mis?
That's the only reason you're into French history.
No, it's not the only reason. When I was taking French, I was very interested in French history.
Rebecca also wasn't interested in American history until Hamilton came out.
I was not interested in American history until I was an adult working as a paraeducator in a high school, and I was in history class and was like, what? We've landed on the moon? And like they sucked me in from that point on.
You know that's not true, right?
That we didn't land on.
No. What?
What?
It's a green screen. Are you kidding me? Do you know what it would take to land on the moon?
Really?
How would we get to the moon?
Anyway, we're totally kidding, guys. We know that we've landed on the moon. But seriously, that is when I became interested in history and was like, took a deep dive into American history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of American and reading UK things or whatever and not really caring, talking about myself specifically, I was reading a news article earlier today, and it was about this guy who had a machete in his car, in like his trunk, and how he got pulled over. They searched his car for whatever reason. They found the machete, and now he was like on trial, about to face prison time. Mm-hmm. And in this article, they're talking about how because he had this machete in his car, he was facing at least 6 months of prison time just for having it in his car. And I was reading this and I was like, what on earth? Why? It's just a machete.
Like a conceal and carry knife law?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, where is this? California? What's going on? Like, why is this such a big deal? It was an article from the UK where they don't allow knives.
See, I didn't know that. And it's a good thing I know that, because what if I was traveling over there, brought my machete, and then ended up in prison?
Dude, they freak out about all sorts of knives. You've seen like those pictures from police stations where they're like, yeah, we just got this haul of dangerous weapons or whatever, and usually in like America it's like guns and drugs and stuff. Have you seen those pictures from UK police where it's just a big old stack of butter knives? It's like they went to the cutlery section of Walmart and just grabbed all of them and were like, you can't have these. And like paring knives and yeah, it's like
the whole variety.
Did you just find this on the sidewalk? Like, I'm imagining some guy is out grilling or something.
Ready for a Japanese steakhouse.
Yeah, and they're like,
performance.
You cannot have that.
I'm on in 15 minutes.
Guys, please. And tackle some magician. A musician, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, anyway. The UK is crazy. A lot of people say they're going to move out of the States because of political stuff that they don't agree with.
You're talking about like Brexit?
No. I'm talking about America stuff. Not as many people are talking about leaving the States now as they were 4 years ago. But people were talking about moving out of the United States. Rebecca, do you remember 4 years ago, whenever Donald Trump was elected as president and people were moving to Canada and stuff? Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, they were threatening. I don't know if they
Right.
did.
That's the point I'm making. People were threatening, but they don't realize how good we have it as Americans.
You have to be up early in the morning tomorrow.
I do indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What for?
Breakfast.
Okay. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, breakfast is gonna be good. I'm also shadowing for the morning show for 88.5.
You're such
but
a nerd.
I'm only shadowing. Like, I'm not actually gonna be on air or anything like
but
that.
you might. They might ask you a question.
I'm just learning the job.
But it's because you're going to be on the morning show in July. Was I not supposed to say that?
No, that's fine. What month is it right now?
June. No.
It's May.
May.
Yeah. July, I'll be on the morning show, just covering for like a few days.
But that's still really exciting.
Yeah, and I think next week I'm just running the board because the host will be out of town.
Cool.
That's it. You got anything exciting this week?
I'm going to the women's national soccer
That's right.
game tomorrow night with my ladies.
That's right. I do remember you talking about that for a long time.
The fan experience is going to be amazing.
I'm trying not to be jealous because it has been my long life dream to go to a Sporting KC game. And I know this isn't Sporting KC, but it's still a professional soccer game, which I've never been to. I had people tell me they'd take me.
Nathan?
No.
I get
It's a girl trip.
offered tickets to that from time to time, next time I'll accept them. And
No,
I'll
no,
take
no,
you,
no, no,
okay?
no. You keep
I'll take
denying
you.
them. You keep
I'll
denying
take you,
them.
and we'll have a friend
Don't-
date night.
Don't
Like,
think about
this one is
anybody
all
else in your
about-
life.
This
Just
one is
deny
all
them.
about the ladies going to support the ladies. But when I get sporting KC tickets, I will take you. Okay?
It's really okay, Rebecca. I've never offered you any tickets that I've been offered.
You haven't. Have you? 5 Seconds of Summer? When
And,
my
like,
daughter had a crush on you?
Every other freaking concert
My
that
daughter's first time meeting you. You give her 5 Seconds of Summer tickets and she's in love. She got over that fast.
She did indeed. Once she learned who I really was, you know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us and for sticking around. We will be back on Friday for a live stream, live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. But until then, my name's Nathan.
And I'm Rebecca. We out.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Let's be honest.
Thank you guys for joining us. If you are a patron, you can jump on over to Let's Be Honest in a little while.
Well, we're not going to be live or anything.
No, but like you can listen to it on the
Yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah, like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna make some tea
Okay.
before we jump into that.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.